by working a lot harder, by being a lot smarter, by being a self-starter.
To your union and the hope that you provide, may you always be satisfied.
This is Hamilton.
Well, as you can see, I may have already seen Hamilton on a stage somewhere. Well, I did, as a matter of fact. I saw it on Broadway in May of 2016, and this was a completely sold-out show. You couldn't get tickets no matter what. I got lucky. Somehow I went on the internet. I found a couple of tickets on a Saturday night on Broadway in the orchestra. They must have just been turned in at regular price. It was an amazing thing. And so you can imagine when I went to that show how hyped up I was and psyched to see it. Everyone was talking about it. The energy was palpable. This is an amazing show, and it's an experience, and it's experience live theater. It's all of that. So when it was discovered that they actually recorded the show, they did a recording over a couple of days towards the end of the run of the original cast, I was wondering, how is that going to recreate the excitement of it? Well, it's a different experience altogether, a much more intimate one. And now the new movie Hamilton is ready for the world. All those who couldn't get in to see it at one of its many productions, certainly on Broadway, now where Broadway is shut down until next year at least, it is something to behold, this show. And it will be on Disney Plus. Now, originally, it was sold the rights for about $75 million for this recorded live stage show here. Disney wanted out, and they were going to release it next year in a big theatrical run. That's obviously changed. Theaters are closed now, and the studio and the creator, Lin-Manuel Miranda, decided to give it as a gift. And those who can't go out now, who need something, some sort of substance, here is Hamilton for them.
Well, the word got around, they said this kid is insane, man. Took up a collection just to send him to the mainland. Get your education, don't forget from whence you came, and the world's gonna know your name. What's your name, man?
Alexander Hamilton. My name is Alexander Hamilton.
Experience it for the first time, experience it for the 15th time. You can watch it over and over on the streaming service Disney Plus. Of course, this is also going to have the benefit of getting a whole bunch of new subscribers there just to see this show, and see it they will. This is not only a great show if you saw it once before, but it's great to discover now, particularly with your kids. This is a way of teaching history in a way you've never seen quite before. It's a way that's going to resonate. In fact, many of those who haven't even seen it have probably heard it over and over on the Grammy-winning cast album. Of course, this show won 11 Tony Awards, and what we have here is the original Broadway cast. It was shot over the course of a few days at the end of June in 2016, and they used about 6 cameras all over the theater, so it is a beautifully made production, beautifully shot, a lot of different angles, and then they did it in front of live audiences. But on one day in between shows, they went and used a Steadicam and did about 13 numbers there using a Steadicam, different camera shots. So you're up close and personal now with the cast of Hamilton as the show goes on. And it gives it a different meaning, at least it did for me. In the introduction to this new film version, Lin-Manuel Miranda talks about how it's so important. He wanted to give back. He wanted to give a gift here. The director, Thomas Kail, also explains the magic of the show and what they tried to bring now into this version, into people's homes. This is going to premiere on July 3rd for the 4th of July weekend. You cannot think of a better time, a more appropriate movie to celebrate this nation's Independence Day. And now with in many cities, including where I sit right here in Los Angeles, the beaches will be closed, the bars will be closed, the fireworks have been called off. Right now, your cause for celebration this weekend, for this anniversary, for this birthday of America, is Hamilton. Boy, they have given a gift, and that is what Lin-Manuel Miranda, I think, wanted.
Two Virginians and an immigrant walk into a room, diametrically opposed foes. They emerged with a compromise, having opened doors that were previously closed.
When they announced this, I don't think they had an idea of how bad it was going to be here and how necessary this was going to be. And to see this show again, to see it in this way, it really speaks to America now. It's very different. This was written and opened during the Obama administration, a very different time in America. And now we have a very different world in the Trump era. And to see this movie here playing to a divided America reignites the love for country and the way it started, and tells history here in the story of Alexander Hamilton, who actually was an immigrant. Reminds us that that's what this country was founded on, and it takes us right from his days as an orphan, arriving in New York in 1776, all the way through all the presidents that he worked with, all the way to his death at the hands of a duel with Aaron Burr. You know the story, but you don't know the story the way this is told. It's told with a certain optimism here in casting black and brown actors and Asian actors in these roles, a daring and different way to approach a Broadway musical. And I have to tell you, watching this again, the score, all by Lin-Manuel Miranda, is simply extraordinary right from the beginning. I can't think of another show that I've seen, another musical that has one after another amazing musical numbers right off the top. Alexander Hamilton, My Shot, The Story of Tonight, The Schuyler Sisters, You'll Be Rich, You'll Be Back, Helpless, Satisfied, which is a gorgeous, beautiful number, one of my favorites here. And of course, on and on as the show goes on, over 40 numbers altogether. One Last Time, and the show's most poignant and heartbreaking song called It's Quiet Uptown, which reunites Hamilton and his wife Eliza here after a great loss in their life. Just extraordinary, and the way it's showing, you really feel like you're there. You've got a front row seat for this now, folks, and it's amazing. And the time is right now for Hamilton. I'm so glad it's come along. As they say when they talked about this musical many times, it's a story of America then, told by America now, and I can't think of a better description. And to see these performances now permanently recorded here and here forever before they left the show, to see the original cast, Lin-Manuel Miranda, just amazing as Alexander Hamilton. The Tony Award, however, that year in the lead actor category went to Leslie Odom Jr., and you can see why as you see his performance as Aaron Burr. Renee Elise Goldsberry, just striking and wonderful as Angelica. She just breaks your heart in this, and she won a Tony Award, as did Daveed Diggs, who is simply irreplaceable here, playing the Marquis de Lafayette and Thomas Jefferson, and his signature styles, watching that play out here again, just magnificent. Phillipa Soo as Eliza, Hamilton's wife, and Christopher Jackson really popped for me here watching this time as George Washington. On and on. The cast is great. I can go on and on about this show. It's magnificent, and what a gift. Thank you, Lin-Manuel Miranda, for Hamilton. Obviously, I say, watch.